Hey, what is up guys, Seth here, and today I'm bringing you some Twisted Fate AD carry. Now, League is not something that's usual on my channel, and I've really been wanting to do it for a really long time. So if you guys enjoy this video, please comment, like, and subscribe. It really helps me out, and I hope you guys enjoy this. We start out with Twisted Fate with Dorn's Blade and a health pot, and obviously our Warden Totem. We've got our Blitz support. Now, the thing that we should mention first off is, guys, when it comes to Twisted Fate ADC, it all comes down to the support that you're running. If you want to play with a Janna, you're probably not going to do it as well. If you want to play with a Nami, it's kind of hit and miss. There's a lot of supports that don't mix well with Twisted Fate, and Blitz happens to be a decent one, whereas someone like Alistar really isn't a good one. So what TF really excels at is about the 20-minute mark. He really excels at stunning up a target and then assassinating them with just fast auto attacks and proccing his E. So you guys are used to probably seeing Twisted Fate in the mid lane, and he's a decent, he's a decent mage. He blows up targets with his Q, a gold card Q combo, and that's all well and good, but this kind of play is more along the lines of get as much attack speed as possible, get damage straight off, get as much damage as possible, and see if you can blow up your target within a gold card. If you can't, then back off, wait for the next gold card, and do it all again. It's all rinse and repeat. Now, when it comes to team fights, he's a little bit different, but it's all about how you want to play him. And we're also getting a Sona in the mid lane. I'd love to tell you what their names were, because Sona was a really amazing player. She goes like 6-3 in this game. But the other thing I should mention is that this is being replayed thanks to Emma. So thank you, Emma, for recording this for me. I've had to get another person to record this for me because I've not got a good enough PC for this. Hence why it's really important that you guys could comment and like and all that. And if you guys want to, there's a donation thing for a new PC. I really want to get a new YouTube PC to be able to do this myself rather than depend on other people, and I want to do this kind of thing live rather than use Baron Replay. Now, I'm not the best at AD carrying, as you can tell. I can miss CS with the best of them. I really don't do well. That's why I use Twisted Fate ADC, and Soraka just pokes us down constantly. Then she gets a little bit too close. She starts to get a little bit too close on us, and we get to trade some damage back right here. The red card is really great for TF when he slows people, and it helps you to keep on your target. So we've got to pop a potion here and try to basically heal back up, and Blitz lands an amazing hook. Unfortunately, I couldn't get a gold card off, and I had to back off right then and there because MF was poking me down way too much. I didn't want to use my heal right away. Now, the red card is used mostly for clearing. You want to do your biggest waves on a red card, but you also want to use the E passive to get as much as possible. Lee comes down, but it really doesn't come to anything. In fact, they trade more damage back than we can get onto them. Again, I missed the gold card. That's the problem with TF, is you really do have to land your gold cards to make it really worth. But even if I did manage to land it, I think they would have popped the heal and got out anyway, just because Soraka is just so capable of being able to heal. And Blitz misses his hook here, so it's a little bit rough again. Lee stays down a bit longer than he has to. He really didn't have to wait there, and he pushes out the wave. But because there was no pressure, she's just getting as much CS as possible. Now, the first thing that we should mention really is that when you're playing TF, you want to rush on Infinity Edge. With the new 4.10 changes, BT is not as good as it was, but what I will mention is the Essence Reaver is bad. You'd think it'd be good, but it's really not great on TF, and the Bork is really not good on TF. People are saying, you can rush a Bork right away, but for TF he really needs the early damage. He's got enough attack speed from his E. If you level up his E first, like what I'm doing, then you'll actually come off better, just because his E gives him percentage attack speed every time you level it up, and his W is what scales with AD. So it's good to have cooldown reduction on TF, but it's not great. and we wait for a gold card here, land it, and then we manage to hook in MF. He hooks in MF because she stood in front of it. If he hadn't hooked in MF, it would have been a dead Soraka, most definitely. But the other thing, the great thing about Twisted Fate ADC is that his blue card gives him mana regen, so he can just keep out spamming out these gold cards as much as he likes. And you just pick a card and you pick up a blue card and you just regen your mana as much as possible so that you can just keep pushing. And if you can keep your life as high as possible, it really is a sustain lane. He just keeps on going as long as he wants to, and he can stay in lane, especially with a healer. If he gets a healer, then the best thing to do is to just rush as much damage as possible. Don't even think about getting a Bloodthirster. Get yourself that early Infinity Edge and just do what you can with it. Now, the other thing to mention here, guys, is I know you guys are not used to seeing this. I know I've mentioned it, but you know, you guys are not used to seeing this, and I hope to do more of this on this channel. I really do hope to do more League videos, especially Udyr. You see, I'm main Udyr, and I've been playing since about December, and from about January, February, I've been playing Udyr in the jungle, and I was already playing basically the Madstone build before it was a Madstone build. Before Feral came out, I was using, you know, the attack speed, the sprint around, you know, the movement speed, as much movement speed points as possible, and just kind of, you know, use that movement speed to your advantage to land the stuns and things, and use it with an Elder Lizard instead of the Madstone build. And I do really well with Udyr. Like, I would love to show you some replays of those videos. I'd love to show you live how I play Udyr, but, you know, that's another time. When it comes to Twisted Fate, you want to run Heal as a summoner spell and Flash as a summoner spell. Things really haven't changed when you're an ADC, and his Q does negligible damage. Sorry guys, his Q does no damage, so there's no point in leveling up his Q. It's the only thing I wish did a little bit damage, but it stacks with AP, and it's really not a good thing to level up at all. It offers no damage, and it's really just mana intensive compared to the rest of his kit. So we get back in lane, we've got ourselves a pickaxe and boots of speed. This will help us to land our gold cards a lot more frequently, since they can't outrun us. Eventually they will get hit with a gold card, and we'll capitalise on it. Now, we really are just kind of waiting on, you know, Blitz doing what he does, and landing as much poke like that, or with a red card, as much as possible. I really hoped that he would land that hook onto Soraka, but instead he decided to try to hook MF and go for the double. Now, I don't know why they tried to fight us here, but even though I die for it and I didn't get the kill, I had to land that last E onto Soraka because it chunked her for at least about maybe a fifth of her health, just because I had an E proc. Now his E, every fourth auto attack, he'll do an extra amount of damage, usually about 50. It's like an extra 50 damage, but I think it also scales with your auto attack damage. So it's always just a smart thing to try to land that last E and then hopefully come away with something good. So we've got 1 death on our hands and 2 assists, and our lane's going pretty well. We've got 38 CS to her 33. She does have a BF sword, which means she'll do a lot more damage than me, but because I've got a pickaxe and I've got the Berserker Greaves, that means I can launch out much more auto attack harass. And the other thing about Twisted Fate is, the more CS you get, CS is the most important thing with TF. Kills are good, of course kills are good, but if you can land your CS, then you will get his passive procs, which every time you kill a minion, he'll roll a random dice between 1 and 6, and you'll get that amount of gold extra. So it really does benefit you to hit those CS, get that extra bit of gold, and try to poke them down while you're doing it with red cards. The extra 6 gold every single time you kill a minion can mean the difference between you getting a BS sword and you getting a pickaxe and some boots. Now, the game kind of slows down a little bit here, but we do manage to get really great harass on. I'm just kind of waiting on Blitz to, you know, land a really good hook, and he goes for one right here, but he misses again. And it really does get frustrating for a Blitz player as well as your ADC to know that, you know, your support is not landing these hooks like he wants to. But do you see how quickly... Oh, and I nearly died there. Oh, Jesus. I nearly died there. I think I walk away with like about 30 HP. If I didn't flash that, I would have been so dead. And if she chased me, she probably would have died with it, or she might have just got the kill. She was full health, so I don't know why she didn't chase. But, you know, she didn't chase. And we end up walking away with the kill on Soraka. So it worked out in our favour. It really did work out in our favour. And it's a good time to back on that. 1 kill, 47 CS. We are going to miss a wave, but you know, we've got our ulti to get us back into lane. And that's one thing that AD carries, the enemy AD carries always forget, is that you can come back into lane in an instant, and you can also go to other lanes in an instant and then change the tide of battle in their lane. So it's great when your ADC is so mobile, because when he starts to get to that late game stage, it gets crazy. It really does. His damage gets amazing, and we pick up ourselves some more critical strike towards our Infinity Edge. I forget what it's called, but you know, is it Cloak Agility or something? I don't know. But we get some extra crit chance, and I am horrible at CS and under tower, but you know, we get as much of those as we can. And Blitz is coming from the side here. He comes in from the river side, but he's spotted out by a ward, so they know that he's there. And I had a feeling that they knew he was there because they stayed in the brush. They stayed as far away from us as possible. MF is just waiting at the back, but I don't know why Soraka is playing so aggressive, because she's just taken too much harass from me. She's taken way too much damage. Blitz kind of trades it back evenly, and she can heal up, but it doesn't really matter when, you know, when Blitz can actually just pop a couple potions. He took some cookies. I think he's full of utility, and he misses another hook here. These Blitz hooks are just they're so hit and miss. He lands the ones that he wants to land, but he always ends up missing the ones that are necessary to get the kill. And I get a good stun card off there, and a chunker for a good 5th hour health. I think that was a crit, and it was just... That's how powerful TF ADC can be. I've not even got a BF sword yet, and I'm already kind of out damaging MF at the moment. Twisted Fate kind of excels at short range trades, so he really does well against. Oh, and he gets the hook and he blows them up. But you know, I couldn't land the gold card quick enough, so I couldn't interrupt that ulti. But I did step out of it just in time, so it worked out in our favour. And Soraka is just putting herself into really bad situations, so MF is kind of having to play passive here, but she does land a lot of damage. That burn damage is just takes a lot out of you. But I can just heal it up from the new Doran's Blade, given more lifesteal. And she keeps just trying to poke me down from range. It's a bit rough, but I know what Blitz is doing here from the side. He's actually pinged her out, and we just kind of wait, and I pick up a gold card, ping her, and then he gets the hook, and that's all she wrote. She does try to get something back. She does try, but she was dead anyway. And I did have heal available, I just didn't want to use it. Here's why I didn't want to use it, because here comes Soraka. So I get another gold card out, he hooks her, and then we heal just before the battle begins to kind of bait her a little bit. And I land one last card, and then Blitz gets the kill. It's kind of annoying when your support is getting more kills than you are, but at the same time, you know, as long as someone's getting the kills, the sooner he gets a sight stone, the better. The sooner he gets boots, the sooner he's back into lane with me. It's just, support kills are okay. And we're currently beating the MF in kills and also by CS, but only by like a little amount. It's when I reach about the mid game that things start to really increase. Like things, like my CS goes through the roof compared to everyone else's. No one else is really CSing really that great at the minute. And I should mention who's on the other team. They've got a Pantheon, they've got a Misfortune, they have a Rengar, a Soraka, and a Veigar. And Veigar is actually losing. He's already 3 deaths for 1 assist against a Sona. Sona is 4 for 2 at the minute, and it's 15 minutes. 15 minutes and she's 4 for 2. That that Sona is just so beast. And he tries to dive her under tower here, I think. But Lee Sin is coming in for the gank, and we decide that it's a good idea to kind of go in together. And I get ready with my ulti, and I couldn't get anywhere close to them. This is the annoying part when you can't even get the assist, because there you go, and he's dead. Just, it's so annoying when that happens. So what I decide to do is Ligo and Sona go up to the top lane to try and see if they can catch out Pantheon. What I do is I push out mid, because I know that we're going to lose bot lane anyway because we roamed, so there really is no reason to go bot lane. Instead, I take all the farm from mid lane and then I push the tower. This is about lane pressure, guys. You have to learn how to pressure a lane in order to win a duel. This is something that, well, I say a duel, a game. That's me playing Yu-Gi-Oh too much. In order to win a game, you have to know how to pressure the lanes. And in order to pressure the lanes, it's a good idea to pick up a jungler, or a jungler like Udyr is perfect for teaching you how to actually pressure an area. Now the bottom lane are coming to the mid because I moved to the mid and they thought they could get a gank, but I was already aware of this, and I decided that, you know, I needed to get my Infinity Edge. I had enough gold for the Infinity Edge, and there it is, Infinity Edge. And I told Blitz to back off because he was ready to go in. That Blitz was going ham. He's already, let me see, he is 3 for 0 and I think he's got 3 assists as well, so he's doing really well. He's taking 9 in my CS, but that's not a big deal. And he decided that he was going to build AP this round because he's already got his Blast Wand, so he's doing really well for himself. Now here's the part where things get a little bit iffy for people who are underexperienced when it comes to League. There's pressure in lanes, but there's also understanding when you should be trusting in your teammates to try and get something. And right now my Sona is 5, 2 and 3 and the Lee is 5, 2 and 1. So right now the best thing to do is not to be grouped up with them, but instead push out the bottom lane as hard as I can. Just push it out the best I can. If anybody comes for me, I can R out and about, oh wait, I've used that, so I can't R out, but I can run away and gold card them if they do come to the bot lane. And if I do get into a duel with MF, I know I can out trade her because she's only got her makings of an IE with a Vampiric Scepter. You don't really need that kind of lifesteal with TF. You can lifesteal, but the best thing that the thing that he's great at is to, when he comes into lane full health, land a gold card, see if your support can help you out with some damage or at least some utility like a Blitz getting a hook, and also to you know, just blow up a target as quickly as possible. Just try and blow him up as quickly as possible, make him regret coming to lane. Now I ping out the fact that we should be doing Dragon at the minute. He's a terrible smiter, you can't smite worth shit, but you know, that's how things go. Sometimes you miss your smite. Always have a gold card ready when you want to gank somewhere. And he stuns me up, so I flash for it because I've not had a kill yet. And well, I have had a kill, but I was really hungry for that kill since I'd used my ulti. And I was in the Fog of War, so there was no way he was seeing me until I'd actually ultied in. And well, I walk away with the kill, and that's another kill on my belt, so it's all good. The next thing after an Infinity Edge you want to build is a Static Shiv. You need that attack speed. I know that I mentioned earlier that attack speed isn't as important, but not as important as attack damage. The first thing you want is some sort of attack damage first. So get the attack damage, then worry about your attack speed because you've already got it from your E, and then just build up straight attack damage unless you want to go for a little bit of lifesteal. So we're about 19 minutes in, they get into an engage here. I try and catch out Rengar, but he's too far away, so I decide to go for MF instead. And then I get kind of caught out, I bust my heel, run as fast as I can, and then I zone them with a gold card. Because I know if he gets too close, I'll just gold card him, get the hell out of there. You don't want to be effing around with a Veigar and a Soraka. The other thing to mention here, guys, is right here, you could have went back. But an inexperienced player knows when to go back, but a more advanced player understands that most of the people were in mid lane. So the best thing to do is, you know that Pantheon could ult you, but it would be dumb to ult a TF, because all he's going to do is gold card you if you do chase him. So what you should do is just push out the lane. Make sure that the lane doesn't reach your tower, so you've got no threat here. And instead of them getting 2 towers, like they could have got mid, and they could have got bot lane tower, you just push out the bottom lane tower, then go back. Go back after you've gotten everything, and also I think I get a static shiv on 1 complete back, I'm not sure. Let me see here, and yeah, we get a static shiv right away. We get a 1 back. We sell our Doran's Blade for it, but I call worth. I really do call worth. We're sitting at 138 CS, we've got 3 kills, 1 death, and 3 assists. So, the other thing I've mentioned is that I don't really buy wards that often as an ADC. I really should buy wards a little bit more often, but I decided, it's 75 gold, and if I have to sell a Doran's Blade to get a static shiv instead of buying stealth wards, I'll get a static shiv instead of getting the stealth wards. Our Soraka, you guys can see it, she's 6, 3 and 5. Now, sorry, Sona. Our Sona is 6, 3 and 5. It's just often that I don't see an AP Sona doing so well in the mid lane. Usually it's kind of like you guys seeing TF. I get these guys that, when I play TF ADC or announce that I'm going TF ADC, they go, TF's a mid laner, you're going mid, rage, flame. And just, you're going to get kicked, and I'm going to report you and things like that, just because either A, they've never seen it before and they've never seen it do well, or B, they've seen it before and the players fed. Now, I know all of them are in mid lane except for Pants. Pants is nowhere to be found, so instead of going to help the team, because I know that they can handle it by themselves, they've already killed 3 of them, so they've only got Veigar to chase down. I'm taking the tower, and then I decide that I'm going to actually ulti in here. I'll ulti in to try and catch Veigar, but he's not even close. I think they kill him before I can get close to him, and then I try to get on Pantheon, and he's a bit too far away. The others have respawned by now, so we're kind of trying to push out this lane and create a little bit more pressure, because the bot lane is totally pushed out, top lane's pushing, and mid lane is the only thing that's not really pushing at the moment. So you always get a gold card ready when there's engage. Then you can see the damage that I'm doing. There you go, and then I think I got a crit here, and there you go. Just dead, just completely dead. Like, most of that damage was completely me on Soraka there, and she did try to heal through it. TF ADC damage is just insane. It really does get to crazy amounts, especially with his attack speed and his, his procs for his E. So every 4th auto attack, and you try to ready it so that every 4th auto attack comes along. I think we got a hook on Veigar here. I think Blitz gets a god hook. There you go, there's the god hook, the god himself, and we got a gold card for the kill. I don't know if that was technically kill stealing, but I did land at least a little bit of damage, just as much as Sona did. And the other thing to mention here is, with the 4.10, or was it 4.9 changes to the jungle, the best thing to do, guys, is before you leave the jungle, always try and counter jungle their jungle. So if you can manage it, counter jungle them. And I almost got caught by Rengar there, but he wasn't smart enough to see me, so he didn't throw out his bola quick enough, and I get away. After we've built our static shiv, because static shiv is always your second item, it really is always your second item. I could get a Phantom Dancer for 1v1 dueling potential, but it's really just good to have the wave clear, and the procs on the static shiv itself is really good to have as well. So instead of after you getting the static shiv, instead of getting a Bork or a Bloodthirster or something, get a Trinity Force, get Triforce, or even a Zephyr if you're encountering a lot of CC, or say you're against a Zed or something and he's just constantly focusing you, get a Mercurial Scimitar. And I get caught here, but I did stun away, and then MF launches their ulti to try and kill me, but just hang around, just wait for it, and then get your gold card, wait for your blitz, wait for your support to try and get them, and there you go, you walk away with a double kill so easily with TF. It's just so easy to get those damages out, and I'm doing already 529 damage crits, and with the attack speed that I've got, I just keep and I get KS there, but it's fine. It's fine. And we go after Veigar for the last kill, but he gets a stun off on us and we couldn't. Like, that was the assist. So I think they end up quitting right after this. So, you know, that's how things goes, guys. You can't always see out the game to the last stage. I really would love to show you the rest of the build, see how good he gets. But when you're this ahead, 32 and 10, and your Sona is 6-3 and 13, she's got Rabadons, a Void Staff, they're gonna quit. You're already 15k ahead in gold, and you know. That's how it is. Anyways, guys, that's the end of the game. So comment, like, and subscribe. Guys, I'll catch you next time.